Hello, loves. How's everybody doing? Happy Sunday. I am on my way to the grocery store again, cooking today, making some yummy Sunday dinner food to go along with my greens and some leftover mac and cheese. And I'm coming on with the topic that's kind of just been in my spirit, and it's been the topic and essence of quite a few conversations that I have had this week with mentees, with friends, with coaches, some of my coaches, and I'm gonna get through this without crying today. I promise you, I'm gonna get through this video without crying. Hello, love bug. Hi. Hello, everyone, as you're coming on. If you want a better life than your parents, if you want to live a better life than your parents, and I'm titling it this because sometimes we really have lots and lots of struggles when it comes to all of the issues that we've inherited from our family, from our parents. And then it also comes into play that we struggle surpassing our parents. We struggle in our relationships with our parents. We struggle to often identify the issues with our parents. And if we're unwilling, and I've talked about this in other videos, if we're unwilling to identify the issues with our parents because they are our number one role models, or whoever raised you, right? Miss Tanika says, what kind of wrap are you wearing on your head? This is actually, I just got out of the shower and washed my hair, guys. This is actually a hair towel. You wash your hair and put this on so that your hair can dry when you get out of the shower. So that's, I was still letting my hair kind of dry after I got out of the shower, and it also holds my waves in place. Side note. So it's a hair wrap for after you wash your hair. Okay, so my topic. When it comes to your parents, in order for you to identify the patterns of behavior that have to be healed in you, you have to be willing to look at your parents to analyze what didn't work for them. What didn't work? What did not work for your parents? What areas of their life did they not see the level of happiness, the level of success that you want to see in your own life? Where are the areas in their life that you can identify and say, no, I don't want my mom's marriage. No, I don't want her level of self-love. No, I don't want my mom's level of self-respect. I don't want my mother's level of physical health. I don't want my father's mental health. I don't want my father's lack of boundaries. I don't want his results with money. I don't want my mother's results with her professional career. I don't want... You've got to be willing. And really what this video is about today is the fact that you can live your whole life and die and never have fulfilled the greater calling on your life, never having fulfilled the greater potential in your life, never having lived, never having been happy. You cannot afford to take this life for granted as if somehow everything's just going to magically work out for you. If I'm passionate today, it is because the choices that you are making right now are affecting your life tomorrow. The choices you're making in your life right this second. And when we're making life and death decisions, when we're making joy versus just being miserable, when we're making the choices between happiness and being completely distraught and stressed, when we don't even realize that we're making these choices in the moment. We don't realize in the moment that you're making a life choice. I'm passionate about this because my mother died miserable. She died full of cancer. She died not having fulfilled who she really could have been. She did not find her own peace and joy and bliss and happiness. She made choices along the way that were causing her to not choose her highest self, not choose herself all along the way. And she lost herself. She lost herself in her marriage. She lost herself in her physical health. She lost her beauty, her essence, her joy. My mother died full of bitterness and unforgiveness and just regrets over everything that did not manifest in her life, because she didn't know that in her teens, she didn't know that in her 20s, she didn't know that in her 30s, she didn't know that in her 40s, she was making life or death decisions. She didn't know that she was choosing sickness. She didn't know that she was choosing lack. She didn't know. And it's just like most of us in these life or death decisions we're making every day. You don't have to be dead to not be living. You can be alive and still be dead. Because when you're miserable and you're not living to your most authentic, highest self, you're not truly living. My dad died miserable, with all the regrets and the guilt and the shame of how he had treated my mother and how he did not honor her love, and he didn't honor their marriage, and baby on the side and cheating and lying and misogynistic and manipulative. He didn't die with joy. He didn't die with peace. He didn't die knowing that he had done everything in this life to live it to the best of his ability so he could die with joy and peace, knowing I've given it all I had to give. And God, I thank you for the life that you've given me. Both of my parents died with regrets, guilt, anger. It's not promised. You are making the choices every single day that are determining your life. And if you don't begin to do the really, really, really hard things, time is going to pass you by. And you're going to get so old that now it's too late for you to live. It's going to be your time. Your expiration date is coming up on you. And next thing you know, there's no more time. My mother was 68 when she passed away. Had fought cancer for 10 years. Just the few months leading up to her death, she was trying to leave my dad. And I said, Mommy, it's too late. It's too late. Cancer's eating you alive. You have no more strength in your body. There's nowhere to go. My mother was beautiful, beautiful inside and out. But she waited and she waited and she hemmed and she hawed and she held on to the love of this man who didn't love himself, so much less didn't know how to love her. And you're holding on and you're trying to love him enough for the both of you. Never finding her voice, never holding him accountable, never saying, if you don't get this shit straight, I'm out of here. I refuse to put up with this anymore. So in not choosing herself, She was choosing sickness. And guess what else? In not choosing to face the pain and not choosing to admit the depth of the hurt, the depth of the disloyalty, the depth of the disrespect, and what you tolerate, and then the darkness inside of you, your shadow, that God keeps trying to show you all the dark places in your own soul, in your own heart. And God is trying to show you the things inside of you that need to be healed and need to be changed and need to be renewed and need to be transformed. But if you keep resisting God, the cycle and the lesson, if you don't learn the lesson of what he's trying to show you in this season, you don't graduate to the next level. You can't grow. You can't change. The life you truly desire to have can't manifest because you refuse to do the hard things. Facing the hard things, doing the hard things, saying the hard things, admitting that you're not happy. It starts with truth. The truth. You have to start with the truth. You've got to start with honesty. You've got to start showing up in your own life honest. With pure, blunt, naked honesty. I'm not happy. I'm angry. I'm distraught. I'm hurt. I'm tired. I'm exhausted. Whatever it is time for you to get honest. Honest. Because you can't change what you deny. You can't heal what you won't feel. You can't heal what you keep denying is even real. How can it change if you won't even admit how you feel? People die every day, unfulfilled. People die every day in pain, with regrets, sadness, never expecting that their life was going to turn out that way, never expecting that this was all there was going to be, that the days keep going by and nothing changes, and you keep hoping for better, and time just keeps ticking away. I'm living my happiest life right now. My most peaceful, joyful, fulfilled, abundant life right now. I am. And I was having dinner with one of my girlfriends last night, and I said, she's been around with me for years, and she said, we were talking, and I just said, I'm so happy. I'm so happy. I've never been here before. It's like I'm starting a second half of my life, and I'm so grateful, and I'm so happy. But she's been around through the trenches. She's been there through all these ups and downs, and seeing all of the hard work, seeing all of the surrendering, all of the suffering, all of the laying down of pride and ego, and the healing work and the meditation and the prayer and the studying and the therapy, and she has been there and seen me doing the very hard things. The things I had to heal in myself. The things I had to hold others and create boundaries to hold others in my life accountable, to no longer tolerate things that caused me to not be happy. And that's always with people you love, which makes it so hard. And I just said, I think this is the part that people don't understand, is the amount of courage it is going to take to face and do the really hard things. Courage. Recently, I've been made aware of how terrified some of you are to face your shadow, how absolutely terrified you are to face the truth of the darkness, and how bad some areas of your life may be due to the neglect, due to the lack of healing, that you've let it go on so long that you're scared to face it. You're scared to even crack open the door. You're scared to even begin to peel back the layers because it just feels so hard and so heavy. And the terror and the fear is so big because it feels like it may kill you. It feels like you might not survive it. It feels like to admit how bad it absolutely was, and to admit everything that's happened to you, and to admit to the pain, you're afraid you're going to lose yourself in it. And this is where God and faith come in. Because God will never leave you or forsake you. God will never let go of you. He is always with you. And it is absolutely essential that you begin to lean into faith. If you want to face the hard things and heal the very rocky, hardest places of your life, because you want to live abundantly and you want your most prosperous life, you can't do it without God. You can't do it without faith. The fear alone, the terror alone of facing these things is so hard that you can't do it without God. So for you to keep trying to do this in your own strength, it's not going to happen. You need God. Without God, you can't do it. Without your faith and pushing in and pressing in and trusting God in the lowest of the low places, the darkest of the dark places, you've got to lean into God and trust God, because there's no way else for you to get through it. I hope this message reaches everyone it's meant to reach. God, let it touch every heart that it's meant to reach today. I'm praying for your breakthrough. I'm praying for your prosperity and your abundance and your peace and your bliss and your joy and your healing and your next level life that only God can bring. I'm praying for that for you. Happy Sunday. Make sure you subscribe on Instagram. Share this message so that others can see it, so that the message is received by those who really need it most. On Instagram and YouTube. I love you guys. Mwah. Blessings in abundance. I love you so much. Love and light. Talk to you soon. Bye-bye.